these people show up and go crazy.
Welcome back to ACC Football Kickoff. The Virginia Tech Hokies entering year 3 with Brent Pry as the head coach, following a season where we saw them win 7 games, their most since 2019. The offense and defense will look very similar to last season. You can kind of keep your programs for this program, as the Hokies return 19 of 22 primary starters from 23, including quarterback Kyron Drones and running back Bashal Tootin. Virginia Tech is receiving a little bit of love in the preseason polls, and rightfully so, coming in at number 21 in the ESPN preseason top 25, the 4th highest ranked team in the ACC. I see Eddie Royal nodding his head over here when I read that stat off. Coach, first of all, good morning. Thank you for joining us. You are up first. We were saying that in the break. So you got a little pre-day speech for us. Give us what, before you come out of the locker room, what you'd say to get us jacked up for the day. Let's go.
Okay.
Come on,
We're
Coach.
first for a reason.
That's right.
We're going to get the day
go.
started. We're going to bring the energy. We're going to bring the juice. I got Coach on my left. I mean, this is great.
This is great.
That's what it's all about.
Hey, Coach, what can you tell us about the 3 players you brought? Because I know they're not only leaders, but you want guys that represent the school the right way.
Yeah, let me tell you, first of all, it was a big decision, tough decision. Yeah. I can't say that necessarily over the last few years, but we've got tremendous maturity and leadership on the team, and there were a bunch of guys that were worthy of making this trip with me. So a good problem to have. But Dorian Strong, he's been at Tech since day one. He's had ups and downs. He's got a great skill set, but I'm going to tell you, the way he's coached these young guys, which is critical for us right now, and the way he played last year. And then, of course, Antoine Powell-Ryland, guy that comes in, wasn't having success in the SEC, comes to Blacksburg, 9.5 sacks, bunch of TFLs. Again, tremendous worker, ton of maturity, leader in the D-line room. And, of course, Kyron, a guy that had a bunch of bumps, didn't win the job, keeps his head high, keeps working, comes out on top, helps us flip the script. So, very proud of these 3 guys. Happy to bring them here.
I love that, Coach. And I know it's important to them and a big deal to all of us players when we got that opportunity. Yeah. I want to start with your defense. Most of the time I go offense, but I want to start with this defense.
Thank you.
And yeah, I got you. I'm playing to my audience here. But we got back to Saxburg last year, and the tackles for loss, the run defense, getting after the quarterback. How do you make sure that happens again in year 2 when you've only strengthened that defensive line? Yeah,
honestly, we had to continue to grow as a defense throughout the season. We had some bumps early, too many big explosive plays, and when you go back and look at what we weren't doing well enough, let's make sure we don't lose sight of that. Why we were improved, what we were able to do down the stretch, fits and reads, and the things that 100 level stuff that we weren't doing well enough early. So the guys believe in fundamental now, in the basics and the key reads and the footwork and all the things that I believe in. I think we went through a learning curve there, understanding that these aren't just words. Right. We are grounded in our fundamentals, and if we don't play with them, it's going to be hard to play good defense.
Well, when you're fatigued or it's tight in the game, your fundamentals or what carry you through the day, your habits that you make throughout the week in practice is what's going to carry you. That's exactly right.
Absolutely, Coach. So we got a good group that is bought into that. But I'm going to tell you, they play with their pads rolled over. They get downhill. They play fast. They want to hit. They play together. Coach Marv and his staff have done a great job.
Coach, you talk about fundamentals. You talk about development. What went into the retention of all these great players to stay there in Blacksburg?
Yeah, there's a lot. It's developing a plan, in individual meetings with them, with their parents, multiple meetings. Identifying weaknesses, where can they grow, giving them all the information to make the best choice for them. What does the NFL opportunities look like? What are the transfer opportunities? Why is it in their best interest?
Fans here, player-led, determine that it's a player-led team, that they've kind of taken over the program. And in essence, they have. But it's usually a group of guys that listen to what you say, to the philosophy you have, to the fundamentals you guys believe in, and make it their own, and then all of a sudden they decide to help make the rest of the team do it the right way. So it seems like this is one of those years for you where you do a lot less teaching from the ground level and kind of watching these guys do it.
I appreciate you saying that, Coach. I was just talking with a buddy the other day. It's kind of like the apples falling off the tree. And you know what they're about and where they came from. And there's a bunch of them out there right now for us that are saying the right things and living the right way, mentoring the young guys, holding each other accountable. We've got a lot of maturity on our team. And anytime I've been around a mature group,
Right.
you know,
It's fun.
the right people are understanding that we're in there every single cycle. If there's an opportunity to be there, we'll be there. You know, some of the best programs in the state we're signing young men out of now. You know, we're not going to win all the battles for all the best players in our state or in our footprint, but we're winning more and more of them. I think the coaches, the communities, the players are recognizing that, you know, Virginia Tech needs to be under consideration. You know, if I'm a high-level recruit, I'm going to consider Virginia Tech as well. And we're doing that. You know, just like with our staff, I think one of the keys to our success with our culture is we're bringing in the right type of young men for Virginia Tech, the right type of families. We did it with our staff. We're doing it in the recruiting site, in the recruiting process. Guys that choose Tech for the right reasons.
They always say you attract who you are.
Absolutely,
You know,
Coach.
and when they see who you are, that attracts them because they want to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's
you
all
guys have that.
surrounding, you know, each of us with like-minded people. And that's why I went to Virginia Tech. That's why I came back.
Right.
It was right for me. I didn't have to pretend to be anybody I wasn't. I knew what I loved about it. I knew what Virginia Tech needed to look like, who it needed to be, and that was me. And so we're recruiting staff and players with that mindset.
I can't believe it's taken this long, and I kind of let everyone else do it if they wanted, but Kyron Jones is a monster. I mean, that guy has been so fun, and you talked about him a little bit in the intro there with Eddie's question. How is he going to continue to get better? How is he going to continue to grow leadership on the field, off the field, whatever it is?
Yeah, one of the things that's exciting about him is he's started, 8, 9, 10 games in his career. You know, he's still raw in a lot of ways, still young and doesn't have a ton of experience, but he's a great worker. And, you know, he's getting to those second and third level reads now. He's throwing in tighter windows. He's always been pretty confident, but that's grown. He's got tremendous respect amongst our team. I couldn't be more proud of him right now.
Coach, explain this receiver group, because I know you got Ali Jennings back, but Felton is also back too. And Felton was that guy that was that vertical threat. Have you seen him maybe change some intermediate routes, some quick releases and things like that?
He's worked at the top of his route. Quan has. Those guys are arguably our hardest working group. Jay Lane, Steve Gosnell, Quan, Ali, all these guys. I mean, Coach Mines has done a tremendous job. Coach Bowen. We've got some young guys that are coming in that room. Aiden Green. You know, Fontel's done a great job recruiting to his position, but arguably a position that was the biggest concern going into last year has become one of our greatest strengths.
Isn't that nice when that happens?
Yeah, it's not easy.
That's development, yeah.
Coach, the expectations for this year, they're high. Do you
Are
embrace
they?
those? Yeah, for us,
Breaking news. We say breaking news.
I'm just like, as a coach, do you embrace that? It's a good problem to have, but do you embrace that or do you ignore it? How do you handle that?
No, I don't embrace it, but we talk about it. I want them to get pats on the back. I want them to feel good about what people are saying, but they also, because there were some good accomplishments.
Yeah.
But they also need to understand in the same breath that has no bearing on the team that we'll be when we go to Nashville. Has no bearing on it. It's the same type of noise. It just sounds different when we were 1-3. It has no bearing on who we are as a team. You know, only in that team room do we know what we have to do and who we need to be and where we got to get better. The folks in that room, nobody else really knows. No disrespect, but nobody knows like we know in that room.
That's right.
Like
All right, Coach, before we let you go, how many reps can you squat at 605?
Listen, I could have been sitting on that bar. That'd be the better place for me.
For people who don't know, Kamari Copeland set the Virginia Tech squat record, 10 reps at
Set the world squat
605
record.
pounds, which is crazy. So we might need to get video of that.
You
See how
sitting on
many
the bar.
times, he can rep you. Coach, we appreciate your time. Good luck
Great
this
to
season.
see y'all.
Great
Eddie.
to see you.
My man,
Christmas.
coming up.
We got fan mail yesterday. yesterday.
Sweeney.
He
Hope you're
got
watching.
gear today. Very, very nice.
I'm going to need that tie, too, Coach. I like that tie.
Oh, my God.
That's why I'm putting the plug into Mario Cristobal right now.
We're going to
dig it
head
up.
into the press conference
Overnight
room
it.
here in just a little bit because Nate Yarnell is going to be joining the set with Justin Walters and Mark Packer, the quarterback.